Is coding Connect 4 hard? Yeah, extremely. Hi, hello, it be me. So if you don't know, I'm taking a coding class at my school, and because we're supposed to create a game at the end of the year, I thought, hey, why not get some practice? And oh boy, I was in for a very long trip. First thing I had to do was create a board which was simple enough. Just code some rectangles and some circles, then add another circle that represents the player's chip. And bam, we now have a board. Now, I coded the movement in this simple key press statement, then quickly added some parameters so you can't move outside the board, and so the chip doesn't fall into the void below. And there we go, the start of Connect 4. Now comes the hardest part. So what happens now is that I coded it so when you drop a circle, it goes down, stops in the right spot for about one frame, and then teleports back up to the top. I would explain why I did this, but the explanation would take longer than this video, so just trust me here. To get a chip to stay at the bottom, I had to write a lot of code. Probably too much, but hey, it works. So I assigned each spot a variable, one for red and one for yellow, with the bottom left being the first and the top right being the last, making 84 variables in total. When the variable for a certain spot is 1, then a circle will be drawn there. This if statement just checks which column you dropped the chip on and which row it stopped so that a circle can be drawn there. To make chips stack, I just wrote a code that recognizes when a chip has been drawn below it so that you don't have chips clipping into each other. Then before I wrote everything out, I just added this code that chooses the color of the player's chip based on if a number changes from 1 to -1. All this amounts to over 3,000 lines of code, which probably shows how inefficient I am at coding. And there it is, a functional game of Connect 4. But again, I am very dumb and coded just a little bit more. It's just a small amount, nothing much. It's not like I'm gonna add thousands of lines of new code, right? Right? So I had a brilliant idea to create a code which can recognize when somebody wins, which I thought about for a while, and my only conclusion was to write down every possible way for yellow and red to win. So some quick maths. There are 42 spots on a Connect 4 board, and how I coded the game, that makes 42 red spots and 42 yellow spots, making 84 in total. There are a lot of combinations you can have in those 84 spots. We got horizontal combinations, vertical combinations, and if you're feeling daring, diagonal combinations. I had to type out 48 combinations of horizontal ways to win, 42 combinations of vertical ways, and 48 combinations of diagonal ways. That amounts to me writing 552 variables. 552! Can you ever say that you did something 552 times? Like, my hands legit may have carpal tunnel syndrome after this. So yeah, put that into a monstrosity of an if statement separating the yellow and the red variables, and there you go, the code can now recognize when somebody wins. But what is one thing that every game has? A title screen. So yeah, that's what I did. Compared to what I previously had done, this actually seems pretty tame. It's not special or that complicated. Just put some boxes, put some words in those boxes, write a command that can tell where your mouse is, and slap a big Connect 4 logo at the top, and we have a title screen now. All the buttons work too. Play brings you to the game, and quits the program. Hey, but what does settings do? Excuse me, what? Okay, so even after all this torture, I was like, hey, why not have a place where the player can change their color? So alright, let's go. Carpal tunnel round 2. So first I just did the same boxes and mouse coordinate stuff as the title screen, and then went to work on how to change the color. The 1-1 system was working really well, so the only thing I could change was what the 1 and -1 represented. So if you choose green for player 1 and then black for player 2, then a code would run assigning 1 to green and -1 to black. Simple but annoying because that meant I had to write 100 different combinations of colors. This is probably the worst way to do it, but it works, so success, I guess? Then I added some quality of life stuff, like making sure you can't drop things down a column that was full, some falling circles on the title screen just to make it look a little more exciting. Whatever box you selected for your color would change to green. I made the win message look better. And my favorite is, if you choose the same color for player 1 and player 2, a warning would pop up before you return to the title screen. And there it is, a code that can run Connect 4 in probably the most inefficient way possible, but hey, I've been coding for 20 weeks, so be quiet. Connect 4 probably is the game that needs to be on a computer the least, but hey, it was fun. So yeah, thank you nobody for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.